involving mothers and babies have been reviewed. This includes a very early case from 1973 and the latest case from 2020. We now know that this is a trust that failed to investigate, failed to learn, and failed to improve. This resulted in tragedies and life-changing incidents for so many of our families. Our team have reviewed all clinical cases. Where we have found good practice, we have said that clearly in the report. However, my review team is concerned at the significant number of cases that fall into categories 2 and 3. These are cases graded as having significant, category 2, or major concerns, category 3, in the maternity care provided. When reviewing the stillbirths and neonatal deaths in the time period 2011 to 2019, the review team found that 40% of the stillbirths reviewed by us did not have a trust investigation. In the same period, 43% of the neonatal deaths reviewed by us had not had a trust investigation. You will all know that without investigation, we cannot understand what may have gone wrong, and we cannot learn. Without learning, we cannot improve maternity care for the future. I would now like to talk you through a timeline of some events at the Trust, and clearly this is these concerns, but they were not listened to. Eventually, through the tremendous achievements of Rhiannon Davies and Richard, and in his care, as those that were made were apparent in both midwifery-led unit 2 and 3, with significant or major concerns in the care provided. Unfortunately, and overall, our report describes that a significant number of mothers and babies received care that fell way below the standards expected, and this continued throughout the whole period of the review. The review team has also found evidence of significant underreporting and cases that should have been investigated and were not. During the period this review looks at, we are aware of 8 external bodies who inspected, visited, assessed or checked upon the Trust. This was a Trust with significant problems, and whilst independent and external reports often indicated that the maternity service should improve its governance and investigatory procedures, this did not happen. The Trust was of the belief that its maternity services were good. They were wrong. The Trust's executive team and board had continual change and churn over the period of this review, with multiple different board chairs and chief executives over the time period we considered. This constant change led to an inability to deliver service improvement. The Trust board didn't have oversight and didn't have a full understanding of the issues and concerns within maternity services. This resulted in a lack of strategic direction, no effective change, and no development of accountable implementation plans. Our consideration of clinical governance processes and documents at the Trust has shown that investigatory processes were not followed to a standard that would have been expected for the particular time the incident occurred. Unfortunately, the review believes failings have persisted in some investigations as late as 2019 in the cases we considered as part of this review. Although independent and external reports consistently indicated that the maternity service should improve its procedures, governance and investigatory, this message was lost in a Trust which was struggling with other concerns. This meant that consistently throughout the review period, lessons were not learned, mistakes in care were repeated, and the safety of mothers and babies was unnecessarily compromised as a result. We spoke to staff members at the Trust and documentary evidence at the Trust in the here and now. Staff have described tried to make changes. We tried to escalate our concerns at the Trust with a culture of undermining us when we were told not to speak out. We have actions for governance of maternity recorded as the level of harm the patient actually suffered.